Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Dr. Fair Laurent. Today, I am jumping on here to talk to you about how to start or grow your nurse coaching or consulting business. So many nurses have reached out to me over the last couple years and have been asking me, how did you start doing nurse career coaching, right? They're wanting to get into this area. There's a lot of nurses who are coaching right now in the health coaching space or career coaching space, and nurses who want to get started, not sure how to do it, or even in the consulting space. So, this is why I've decided to start doing a little bit more content around how to start your business and how to grow your business as a new nurse entrepreneur. So in 2023, I wrote a book called Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business. So this is the book that I wrote. It's an actual workbook. You can find it on my website, nursefair.com, where it will literally take you from your idea to registering your business, right? So great. Let's say you did register your business. Maybe you did an LLC, but now it's just kind of sitting around. You're not getting any clients. If you have gotten any clients, maybe it's been one or two clients, but you're struggling to get more clients. You're not sure how to attract them. And if you do attract some potential clients, they're not your target audience. They're not the people who are willing to pay you for your expertise and what it is that you do. Or maybe you are, scripting your offer. You have an offer, but you keep deviating from it because you're constantly giving out discounts and you're not following the plan, right? Because you don't have that clarity, that expertise, that background to be the go-to expert for whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. And you may be watching this and you're like, you know what? I know nothing about business. I need help. Maybe you're in academia right now. You're looking for something new, something different. Maybe you want to do consulting and say in academia, you want to do maybe some curriculum development because you've been doing curriculum development. You're like, I'm really good at this. I want to be able to get paid for what it is that I do, but in terms of a consultant. Or maybe I'm really good at helping organizations get accredited or get programs accredited. That's my specialty. That's what I want to do. Well, you need to be able to learn how to brand yourself to be that go-to expert as a consultant or a coach so that you can attract more clients, more opportunities, and they can be the go-to person. So that could be a little bit overwhelming if you are a nurse and you don't have a business background. So for those who don't know me, like I said, my name is Farah. I started as a nurse career coach about 3.5, almost 4 years ago. And what I do is I help new nurses level up in their career, particularly nurses in the New York and California area. I helped them land their dream job and in less than 90 days, making anywhere from 100,000 to 175,000. That's right. So I helped them get into areas such as the emergency department, the ICU, NICU, L&D, all of these different areas. And the reason I started doing that is because I myself, as a new nurse, was told that I had to start in med surg. And um, that's not necessarily the case, right? Some people don't want to start in the hospital setting. Some people want to start, let's say, in community health or somewhere else. So that's what I help new grad nurses do. I help them get into specialty areas as a nurse career coach. So I've helped over 100 nurses land their dream role and still doing it today, but like I said, mostly helping the nurses that are in the California and in the New York area. So if you're a nurse and you're like, that's what I love to do. I love to help nurses find their careers, or maybe they're confused and you want to help them, you can start a nurse coaching business where you're helping with career guidance. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing in terms of consulting You can do consulting as an independent contractor where you're doing curriculum development, or maybe you're going into hospitals and helping them with some type of education that they're paying you for. Or maybe you're looking at their programs, whether it's safety or in the quality space. Or maybe you're doing things with long term care or hospice. Whatever your subject matter expertise is in, you can be helping organizations or individuals in that area. So it's not as difficult as it seems, but if you are struggling to get clients, the issue can be maybe in your messaging. Maybe you're not clear on your messaging. People don't know about you because you're not on social media, you're not visible, maybe you're not going to networking events and things like that. So that is where, like I said, I have now designed this business mastermind. It's called Elevate. And we are going to meet in Clearwater Beach, Florida, the first weekend of August. So it's going to be July 31st, which is a Thursday. And it's going to go into the first weekend of August, so August 1st and 2nd, where we are basically going to be looking at what business you want to start, whether you want to start a business or you're new to business, and how to grow that business. Talking things about marketing, sales, how to promote yourself, how to network, and really how to get your messaging right on social media and how to really get your message across. So that's really what we're doing. And I held the very first one just a couple weeks ago. It was very successful. I had nurses coming from all the way from California, Texas, Washington, D.C., Chicago, pretty much all over the place. And we met and strategized about how to create social media content, how to be clear on your messaging, how to really articulate what it is that you do in your business so people are clear and they know, hey, I need help with this, this, and this. So this is the go-to expert. And we worked on things in the background, such as how to create a newsletter on LinkedIn. And we actually launched our newsletter. And such as I'm going live now on multiple platforms, I taught them how to go live on LinkedIn and multiple platforms. And we actually went live during the mastermind. So this is not just a bunch of information when there's no application. I'm actually walking you through step by step on how to, strategize and how to make more money. All right. So I have a couple people on YouTube um, that are basically saying, hello, can you help me get into this? Yeah. So if you are a female entrepreneur, that's who I specialize in helping. If you are a nurse that's interested in starting a coaching business or a consulting business in the US or in Canada, that is who I help. And if you're interested to come to the mastermind, like I said, a female entrepreneur or aspiring female entrepreneur, obviously a nurse, then you can message me on LinkedIn and find out more about how to get into this coaching mastermind retreat, where it's going to be, like I said, only 10 spots open, and I've already filled it up. There's only 3 spots left. So if you're serious about investing in yourself, you want to start your own business, you're not quite sure how to do it, or maybe you just started a business, maybe you have an LLC that's newly open, you just registered it, but you're not sure how to get clients, you're not sure how to show up on social media, articulate what it is that you do in your business so you can attract clients. And that can be individual clients. Let's say you're a nurse career coach like myself. What I do is I help individual nurses and I provide one-on-one coaching for career guidance. And if you're interested in doing the same, then this is a program for you. If you're serious about building your business, knowing how to get more clients, being consistent on social media, then this mastermind weekend is for you. If you don't want to invest in yourself, this is not for you. If you're not serious about putting in the work, if you're not serious about showing up weekly on LinkedIn to create content, to create newsletters, or to show up live, then this is not for you. Because over the last 3-4 years, I've really built my personal brand here on LinkedIn and also on other platforms, really offering expert guidance, information, where, as a nursing student or as a new nurse, a lot of new nurses are not sure what specialty area to get into. They're lost. They don't know how to interview, don't know what to say during the interview, don't know how to promote themselves during an interview. And that's really what I specialize in. And it's not your cookie cutter answers. We really tailor the program to really show up on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is like the new resume. A lot of people obsess over the resume and cover letter. However, when you get to the interview stage, that's not what's going to help you land your dream job. A lot of it is interactions during the interview, how you show up with confidence, but it all starts with mindset. And that's what really I help my clients with, is the mindset and really how to show up in these interviews so that they can land their dream job. Yes, there's some technical aspects to the resume and cover letter and things like that, but more importantly, how they show up on LinkedIn, how they connect with recruiters, DM strategy, even doing videos on LinkedIn has helped some of my past clients land their dream job as a new nurse, making up to 175K as a new nurse, right? So if you're a new nurse, I know a lot of you have graduated, so congratulations. If you just finished your nursing program and maybe you're studying right now for the NCLEX, I would say don't wait until you pass your NCLEX to start applying. You can start getting into residency programs right now or start planning for them. Don't wait until the last minute to try to get your application together or start rounding up some recommendations. I would say you could start now. So if you're a new nurse, a new graduate nurse, or maybe a nursing student that's going to graduate soon, I would highly recommend that you start applying now. And if you're interested to work with me, I would say direct message me on LinkedIn and you can learn more about how to work with me one-on-one so you can land your dream job. So like I said, I speak to nurses all the time who want to start a business and they're not really sure how to do it. So instead of sitting around for a year or 2 years trying to do the work on your own, like I did when I first started about 4 years ago, I was reading a bunch of books on marketing, sales, business, watching YouTube videos, looking at other millionaires or other nurses who've built businesses and trying to learn literally every day and put my business together. What I've done, like I said, is I've written a book called Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business. You can get that book to start, but if you come to the in-person mastermind that I've now built, this is going to be step-by-step, me supporting you through all the phases of how to really get clear on your business and how to start getting and attracting more clients. It's not going to just be you looking things up on your own. These are strategies that actually work and we actually implement them during that weekend. So it's not a lot of fluff and like just lecture style where you're just taking notes and you're not actually doing the work. We actually do content where you're actually videotaping, you're doing videos where you can repurpose that content on multiple platforms, where you can really articulate what it is that you do in your business as a consultant or as a coach, how to really work on your personal brand. And that is not just social media. It's much more complex than that, but really how to be seen as the go-to expert. So even how to get speaking engagements. A lot of nurses are interested in speaking and even getting paid speaking engagements. So we go through all those strategies, how to either start your own podcast or be on other people's podcasts, because that's also another part of your brand and being visible. So that is kind of what we do. Someone's asking about how to become a freelance writer. Yeah, so I would say literally start writing. You can start writing for free. Write, start a blog or just write articles, start with a newsletter, and then start pitching your work to organizations that do hire freelance medical writers and say, hey, can I write an article for you? Start with that. You might not get paid for the first couple ones, but let's say they like your work, then they may hire you on full time or, pay you per article. So I did that for Minority Nurse, where I actually started writing for them. I did a couple articles and then pitched to them to become a regular contributor. And that's how I did it. I just started writing articles. So if you want to write for free, start pitching to people and see what you can get. If you want to speak, speak. Start speaking at maybe some of the colleges or universities that you've attended. Again, in the beginning, you may not get paid, but you are building up your portfolio. You can start building your brand by getting a photographer, getting some photos, some professional photos, so that you could be seen as a speaker. I would say have at least one signature talk. So for me, I speak a lot on personal branding. I speak on nurse entrepreneurship and also sometimes on education topics and leadership because that's my background and my expertise. So I would pick at least 1 to 2 topics that you speak on. A lot of people are doing, wellness and self-care and things like that. And just start pitching to places that may want to have a speaker or do a workshop. And then that's how you're going to just build your portfolio, start building your personal brand. So that's what I highly suggest. But of course, you need to promote yourself as such. And the best way to promote yourself is through social media content. So as I'm doing now, I'm going live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So it's literally saving me time because I'm going live on multiple platforms. I can later take this live video and chop it up into shorter content. So I can do shorter forms of content, which are like 30 seconds to about 90 seconds, and repurpose this content. So you need to be seen as an expert. You need to be consistent on social media so that people know about you. They know what you do. They know the work that you do, but you need to have a track record. So like I said, if you want to write, just start writing. If you want to speak, start speaking. If you want to start coaching nurses, again, the mastermind that I'm holding in the beginning of August is a place that you must be. Like I said, I only have 10 spots and I already have a bunch of spots left over. I believe I only have 3 spots left. So if you're interested, you are a nurse, aspiring nurse entrepreneur, or a new nurse entrepreneur, then you need to be at this Clearwater Mastermind. Like I said, we go through the marketing, branding, social media content, all the things that will help you grow your audience, let you be seen as the expert so that you can start attracting clients and opportunities that will get you paid. Some nurses that are watching might be in academia as well. Like I said, maybe you're a simulation expert. Maybe you're a certified simulation expert. You have run simulation programs and you want to do that as a consultant. That is a business model that you can do and be a simulation expert doing workshops, helping other people become certified. There's so many things that you can do. All right. And speaking is another thing. A lot of nurses have a lot of expertise in certain subject matter expert areas, and so many conferences, so many places are looking for speakers, and you can essentially become a paid speaker. So again, these are different things that you can monetize off of and start making money. So I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. But like I said, if you are a nurse, you're tired of maybe working bedside, Or maybe you don't want to work that much. You only want to work, let's say, per diem at the bedside, but now you want to grow a business, start a nurse coaching or consulting business. This is the perfect thing to do. You can literally become a tutor, an NCLEX tutor, or a career coach, a life coach. A lot of nurses are doing this to help other nurses figure out what it is that they want to do, and really be a guide. Or you can be a consultant, come in as an independent consultant, maybe, review programs or help accreditate programs, or come into the organization, do assessments, whether it's safety, quality, give some recommendations, and that is your consulting work. Or you can do a done for you service where, let's say, a new nursing program is being developed and they need help with curriculum. You can come in and actually help them with their curriculum and do a done for you service. Or maybe they need a curriculum revision. Their curriculum is outdated. They want to do a new curriculum. You can be a curriculum consultant. Come in, review it, and actually work with them and charge for that. Not on an hourly rate, but charge your package or consulting fee. That's something else that we talk about, is coaches and consultants should not be charging hourly rates. You should be doing something much more different in terms of a package, because hourly rates, you don't want to do that. You actually end up losing money when you charge people hourly. So that's something else that we go through in this mastermind, this business mastermind. We talk about value-based pricing, because a lot of nurse entrepreneurs and a lot of nurse consultants, coaches don't know how to price their services. And that is something that we go through during the mastermind. So like I said, if you're interested to learn more, the early bird pricing, I believe, ends, I think it's next week, Friday, and then that's it. It'll go back to the regular price. I also have a payment plan if you're interested. And again, this is open to any female nurse who wants to start a business or grow their business in terms of coaching services or consulting services. And again, just message me. The easiest place that you'll find me is to message me on LinkedIn. And if you are serious about starting your business or growing your business, this is the place to be. It's going to be jam-packed with value, where we're actually applying the information, and you'll leave with your newsletter done. You'll leave with knowing how to go live. We're actually going to go live during the mastermind sessions. You will leave with connections with other nurse entrepreneurs who are there. You'll learn from each other. You'll learn from me. I will also hold you accountable to make sure that you're creating videos while you're there so you can repurpose them later for your business, and teach you really, different strategies on how you can attract more opportunities, how you can get more clients, and how you can get paid more. Okay. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, like I said, direct message me on LinkedIn. This is the Elevate Mastermind, which is a business mastermind retreat specifically for female entrepreneurs who are nurses, maybe just new in their business, or completely you don't know anything about business and you just want to get started. This is for you. So if you're ready to take the next step, ready to invest in your future, ready to make those money moves, you have to invest in yourself first and be able to grow that way. So if you're interested, like I said, direct message me. I'm going to have more of these lives coming up leading up to the mastermind. But once it's booked and there's 10 slots taken up, that's it. There will be no more spots available. So you don't want to miss it. The early bird ends next week, Friday. But if you want to lock in your spot, I would get it today. All right. So message me. I'll drop the information later when I get off this live. So thank you again for watching and listening. Until next time, my name is Farah, Dr. Laurent. I help nurses level up in their career and in their business so that they can make money moves. Talk to you later.